nothing that he was afraid of trying to do. And it wouldn't take much for him to get angry if somebody said the wrong thing. He was ready to go at him. But he always had your back. That's one thing about Dan. He always had your back.
Yeah.
Here's to you, Dan.
Here's to Dan.
Yeah. The thing that I remember is starts out with the old van that Tom came across, the old flower van.
The flower truck.
Bad part about the flower truck, when we first got that, is it had a blown motor in it. So we took it back, and then we were trying to figure out how we're going to get the motor in and out of that thing, because if you understand how the van is made, you don't have any access to the motor. Dan says that ain't no problem. He says we'll pull it from the inside. So we had a lot of scrap metal. We actually welded what amounts to a hoist inside the van so we could pull the motor out, shoved it out the back, put another motor in. We probably changed that in about 2 hours, and we were on the road, just like that. But it took Dan to help engineer that thing and get that motor out of there and throw another motor in. Amazing. Great time, great time. Remember that?
Hey.
The engineers.
Engineers.
Hey.
Engineering, yeah.
Gretchen?
You're in the circle.
Oh. All I'm going to say is that Dan was a great guy, and he loved his kids, he loved his family, and he's going to be missed.
Amen.
Dan's going to be missed, absolutely, and he was loved, whether he knew it all the time or not, and we do love him.
Okay, sorry to say that I was raising kids when all this went on.
You got excuse for everything, man.
So, the most I remember is when we were growing up, watching, or rather listening to the radio when Lawn Ranger would come on. How we would go behind the couch and the furniture, you know, and shoot up and bang up and all that. And we'd like to watch Roy Rogers and stuff, Happy Trails to you.
Yeah, good stuff.
I don't have a beverage, but
You got
a football.
You like football, didn't you?
no, I know Dad was proud of all of us, and I mean, I feel like I was the one who got to spend, I don't know, I don't want to say the most time with him, but you know, I feel like I was pretty clingy as a kid too, you know, but Dad did a great job, you know, and I thank him. You know, it may have taken a little while for me to kind of straighten out, but I made it through college, and I'm finally
Happy.
settling down and happy, and he'd be proud of me for that.
Yeah, I remember pissing my dad off a lot, which is no out of the ordinary thing, but you know, he definitely gave us more than what we deserved. We had a baseball field out in the back. We had go-kart tracks. We had bonfires. You know, he put us in sports. He did more than you want to realize as a kid. I couldn't have asked for a better dad. I couldn't have not asked for a better dad. And he taught me much more than I ever expected to learn from any human being. And I got so many words in my head I just can't portray. You know, right now, it's when maybe other people have other things to say about him. It's on a whim and I can't do it, but Dad was the best, and hard times and good times, I couldn't have asked for a better dad, and I don't regret anything. All the experiences that Dad has led us to and showed us, it helped me out, you know, and my brothers, what we're doing now. He's a hard worker, and we're all hard workers. I said, he's more than I could have asked for.
I know one thing, he was proud of you boys.
Yeah.
He was proud of every one of you guys.
He was proud.
Absolutely.
Very much
Every one of
so.
you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute.
Salute. All right, I guess I'm next.
Not a batteries are dead. You're done.
No, no.
Batteries are out.
Can I say I love my brother Dan and listen? And I guess he's the reason why I got into singing. Because I remember growing up on the farm, he'd be practicing, you know, in the living room with his band. And I just remember thinking, man, I really want to do that someday. He really got me into wanting to do music. And that's my fondest memory of him and what he gave to me more than I don't think I would be a singer if it wasn't for Dan. I really do, and I mean that.
Thank you,
So,
Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh yes, I did the song. That's right, admit that. But I was the one who did it. But anyway.
So what did you do? Tell us that story.
No, I know. I ain't gonna tell the story now. Let Marvel, you go.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead. Everybody,
Everybody says.
Hello. I'm wife number 1 and number 2. Dan changed my life. I probably would have still been in California.
You wouldn't be in our family. You wouldn't be in our
Michigan. With a wonderful family. Yes. He brought me here to this wonderful family. And I love his family. Dan, there's nobody like Dan. Yeah, he's a very special guy. There's nothing that Dan couldn't do. And I am very thankful that his son, you know, Scott, really has the same talent. You just have to get him to do it. Once he does that, he can usually fix anything. And I'm very, very proud of him.
Except the ticket. They can't fix a ticket.
Yeah. He changed my life. Brought me to Michigan, and I've had many wonderful memories, you know, with the family, and I love you, Dan.
Cheers to
Cheers.
Aaron.
The thing about Dad is he's the hardest working guy that I've ever known. I mean, his job, he took pride in everything he did, even if it was the crappiest job. He took pride in it, and he instilled that in all of us. And taught me that nothing in life is free. If you want something, you got to go out and get it and make it happen. And it took me a while to learn that, but in the end, I did. And he still preached it to me. You know, 38 years old, he would still tell me. You know.
You will when you're 70. Get up and walk.
The saying is always stuck in my head. You know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I think Dad finished extremely strong. And he's a great guy.
Scott.
Oh, me? I'm really, like I said, I'm really gonna miss my dad. We didn't talk like every day on the phone. We didn't really have to. When we got together, there was a lot of laughing. You know, he was always amused with some stories, cop stories I'd tell him, or we'd make fun of old Bummer together. What I really liked about my dad was he wasn't afraid to, like, show me some stuff that maybe your dad probably shouldn't have showed you. Like, I remember going out as a kid, me and Aaron would talk about, we'd head out in the winter time, and he'd go, come on man, let's go slush some people. I'm like, slush people? What are you talking about? So we'd get in the car and start off. I'm maybe like 8, I can remember doing 9, you know, something like that. And we would go, and I'd finally see that what he meant by slushing was some poor unsuspecting victim coming this way. He would just wait till they get real close, and then he'd get in the center and cover their car with slush. You know? I'm like, isn't that dangerous? No, let's go. You know?
Did you pull somebody over for something?
That's right. That's why I became a cop. And I'm kind of sad that he didn't get to see me retire, but he was very happy that I was going to be retiring because he worried about me a lot. So I will miss him, and I love the guy.
Amen.
Amen.
Dan, my brother, I love him. He made a lot of things, as y'all know. I have a pair of chaps, I have a hat, I have a wallet, I have a change purse, I have moccasins, I have a cigarette holder, I have a marijuana cigarette holder. Let's see, what else?
You have a TV guide cover?
No, but my
Who's
grandma
got
had
a
that.
TV guide
Grandma
cover?
had that. Yeah, that's right. Grandma has that. Who has that now? Cough it up. Cough it up.
We'll
It's
finish
probably
it.
gone. It's
Finish
probably
it.
gone. All right. Oh, I have a knife case, 2 knife cases that he made for me. Actually, one that I talked him out of. It was his favorite. Now I have it. Nobody will get that either. Keep that. You've just been a real great brother, Dan, and I will really miss you. Your laughter, your smile, your mustache, everything about you.
Daniel Adam Corso, 1945 to 2013. Thank you. I'm madly in love with your little sister. She has a part of you inside of her, so it makes me in love with you the same. Rest in peace.
Brother Dan.
Do I say something?
Yeah. Brother Dan had
I'd like to add
the most wonderful
that, you know, we visited Dan in a lot of places that he lived. We went to Lima, Ohio. He would call us when we moved to Illinois, and he'd say, "When are you coming to Alabama? I'm close. You got to come down and see me." And although we didn't see Dan a lot because of living in different states, he gave you 100% of his attention when you saw him. He was genuinely interested in what, you know, you were talking about. You know, if he said, "Hey, how you doing?" he really wanted to know, "How are you doing?" You know, it wasn't just, you know, small talk. So he always really made you feel like, you know, he was really interested in you as well. So he's a great guy. Loved him.
Okay, Monica, finish up, honey. Go on, girl.
It don't matter what you're saying, just say it.
I don't know what I'm saying. I just love my brother, and he had a wonderful, wonderful laugh. Didn't he, everybody?
Yes.
I mean, when you look at Dan, he had that handlebar mustache, and when he came home from the... What did I say? No, when he came home from the Navy, he brought home a plastic boat for me and a jar of pennies, and I thought, wow. And I just thought it was like, wow. So I love you, brother, and I love everybody being here tonight, and thank you all, cousins and family. We gathered for our brother, right? You know?
He's smiling.
Dan.
Dan.
Here.
Yep.
Bob, you want to say something?
I didn't know Danny too much, didn't see him that much, but like everybody says, he made you laugh. I just like to say to everybody, to the Gorso family.
Yes.
To life.
All the familia.
Great band.